basically, with all the pressure here to go on to TEDxTalks, everyone has got serious conversations and serious topics, and they're brilliant, and there's a lot of pressure with that. So I decided I'm going to come up with a serious topic for you guys today, and that is don't grow up. So with a topic like that, you want to know how I got to that. I was actually in a voiceover class that I took a couple of weeks ago, and we had this fun challenge of trying new voices, and I was doing pretty good. I have a lot of the bass voices. You can hear a little bass in my voice. And so there was one where we had the script, and for some reason, something inside of me was saying, dude, you've got to go with the sergeant. You have to go with the sergeant voice, go with the sergeant voice. So I wanted to try it, and as soon as I walked up to the booth to do that, I froze up. And it took a lot for me to get back into this and to find out what voice I was going to do. How am I going to do this? I'm not comfortable with this. And I realized something huge, that after doing it, and I actually did pretty good with it, I realized that there was a problem. I had simply grown up. I realized that when I was a little kid, I had no problem whatsoever. I watched Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire. You've seen them do 10 million different voices. I used to do all these voices. I used to do the voices from all the Disney movies and all of that, and that was the kid who I was. But here it was not so much longer, and I couldn't do the voice anymore, so there was a problem. So I wanted to sort of talk with you guys today. Instead of trying to come up with the coolest presentation ever, I wanted to sort of leave something with you that matters a lot to me and I hope will be impactful for you guys, and that is really about this topic of not growing up. It seems that when we look at when we were younger, we're invincible, right? When you're kids, you're invincible. You can't be stopped. You can try anything. You can succeed. You got to learn that the stove is hot by touching it, right? Yeah, pretty much just all the same thing. But it seems like once we get older, that's when we start to, fear comes in. We're not invincible anymore. There's risk. We look at all the different issues that are going on. We look at what we have to care about, and we create a lot of fear, and we stop ourselves from doing these things. So something that I wanted to talk with you guys about today was really creating this, what I call an anti-grown-up survival kit. I just have 4 very simple points for you guys. And one is to commit to discovering your passion. This is something that's been so personal to me with who I am and for where I am right now. Just to give a little background, when I was in high school, and I was a junior, if you asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I had an answer for you, for anyone. I said that I wanted to go to a great college. I ended up going to Notre Dame. I said I wanted to go be pre-med. Then I wanted to go to med school. Then I wanted to go get my MBA. Then I wanted to do some networking, do a lot of fundraising, and then open up a medical facility and be the lead cardiac surgeon there. All that as a sophomore, junior in high school. Let's get real. So all of that, I think that the reason that I came up with that answer was because there was so much pressure on having an answer, because that's part of what growing up is. Growing up is knowing what you want to do, knowing who you're supposed to be, knowing exactly how you're going to live your life. And we all know there's a lot of traditions with that as well. Of course, grow up, get married, have kids, take care of your kids, send them off to college, and the cycle continues. Well, I'm here to sort of try to put a stop to that. Because I feel that one thing, let's just keep it real here. On Facebook, one of the goals I would like to see is I'd like to see more positive, happy people on Facebook. I'd like to see more people that are feeling fulfilled and are excited with what they do every day. And we don't seem to have that happening. So I start to digest and start to sort of delve into what is going on and why do I not see more happy people, more fulfilled people here. And I think that part of that is that people are simply growing up. We're putting ourselves at risk by surrendering to all the pressures of society here that says you have to focus on getting the job, doing what's safe, and doing what's comfortable. So this is where I want to start. One of the steps, committing to discovering your passion. I think that a lot of you out there now, especially the ones here at Francis Parker, you have an idea of who you are and what you want to be and what you want to do. I promise you, the thing that you love to do is what you're here to do. You don't have to be worrying about how much money is going to come from it. You don't have to worry about, is it safe? You don't have to worry about the prestige of that job. I will tell you, again, that kid from med school that went to Notre Dame, that was class president, that played baseball his life, that actually fenced and won a championship, and then worked at Sara Lee Corporation, is now basically a dancer. So for parents in here, I'm sure you guys can imagine how sad my parents were, right? Yeah. They had a lot of doubt, and to some effect, maybe they do today, I don't know. But I will say that one of the biggest lessons I could have learned for myself was discovering that passion. Now, I'm here to tell you that it's not something that's easy. It's not something that will happen overnight. It may not happen today or tomorrow. But I think that commitment to discovering that passion, which is also discovering a part of yourself, is going to actually help you out in the long run. One of the next things I wanted to talk about is paying attention to the signs. There's a lot of cues around all the time, whether you realize it or not, that really can inform you for who you are, for where you want to be, for the things that you want to do. And those signs are all around us. I can't tell you enough. You'll have so many people that tell you, hey, you dance really well, maybe you should be a dancer. Hey, you have a great voice, maybe you should go do voiceover. Hey, you're really good at this, you should try that. Well, sometimes those are the direct signs, and sometimes we should take a chance just to listen. Part of this with paying attention to the signs, I think part of this survival kit is actually putting yourself around other people that are committed to discovering their passion as well. So one of the examples that I have is an assistant choreographer of mine. I'm inspired by this young lady. She's worked with me on countless projects. She's been my assistant choreographer on all of the flash mobs. She's danced with Beyonce, is also part of a girl group that I'm producing now. But her being younger, I'm used to being sort of in the mentor position, but actually the roles are reversed, where she's so adamant about discovering who she is and discovering her passion, and she's so bold in not accepting exactly what society tells her, that she has to get a job, and after she finishes school, she has to do all these other things. She actually pays attention to the signs. There are people that have told her, wow, you have a presence about yourself. Maybe you should model. Or, oh, maybe you should try acting because you'd have a great face on camera. Or, oh, maybe, you seem really great with the way that you write. Seems like you could be a great songwriter. And let me tell you, she's doing every single one of those things. And that's someone that I'm inspired by to pay attention to the signs. Now, she's the reason that I even got into that voiceover class that pretty much I think is part of why I'm here now. So the signs are always around you. Just be open to them is one of the things I definitely want to drive home to you. This one is a huge one for me, and it's about creating your own space. This is, it's pretty much all that, when I look back on everything that I've been working towards now, it's really what I've had to do, and I didn't realize it at the time. It's not enough just that you're extremely passionate about something. It's not enough that you're just so talented at what you do. And you can't expect that people are just going to come around and say, oh my gosh, you're so talented, you're so driven, let me take you under your arm and let me help you out. I can be the first one to tell you it's not going to happen. But I can tell you that with being committed to that and paying attention to those signs and really knowing and discovering who you are and having that drive, you'll find that you are creating this space where you want to operate. So if it is that you just wanted to be a dancer, I've got your parents, they want you just to be safe. They want you to have a home. They want you to raise a family. They want you to do all these things and be successful. I can guarantee you my parents definitely had a lot of doubts about dance itself. And the craziest thing even for me now is sort of seeing not where I am, but the things that I've been able to accomplish at this point and how they're setting me up for where I want to go, all because I chose to sort of, I guess, abide by this anti-grown-up survival kit. To basically be bold in discovering what my passion is, what it is I feel that I'm here and meant to do, and listening to that inside, paying attention to the signs themselves, but then also by continuously pushing, it has allowed me to create the space I want to operate in. So even when I was little, there were definitely signs for me that, hey, I definitely like telling people what to do, sort of like directing. There were definitely signs of storytelling, whether I was telling a fib or not. There were definitely signs of wanting to sort of encourage other people and taking what they do and what their vision is and expanding that and trying to enhance that even more. All of these signs existed even when I was a kid, but obviously there were a lot of things that pushed me away because there wasn't something structured for that. That wasn't part of getting the best job, going to a great school, having a great 401k, and living successfully. It had nothing to do with that at the time. So basically what creating your own space means is by pushing forward, by having the drive, and by taking all the action steps that fall in line with who you are and what it is you want to do, the next thing you'll know, you'll find yourself that, oh my gosh, I'm directing a commercial, or oh my gosh, I'm able to produce music videos, or oh my gosh, I'm able to work with top music artists and help expand and tell their stories and enhance exactly what it is that they're trying to get across and that they're able to do. And one of the last points that I wanted to talk about with the survival kit for sure is that about being careful and don't get comfortable. So you can be part of this movement to pursue your passion, choose to believe in what it is that you're meant to do after you've discovered that. But there's still times where you can get comfortable as well. And that's something I definitely want to try to make sure that we all, and I have to remind myself, to sort of just, be alert for that. And so with being comfortable, something I think a perfect example was going back to that voiceover, where here it is, I'm a creative, I'm a choreographer, I'm a dancer, I work with artists all the time. Part of my job is not being so serious all the time, but here it was, I couldn't even do a voiceover, do a drill sergeant voice, which is pretty ridiculous to me as well. I had a huge outer body experience just to produce that. So that was another moment where I found that I can't allow myself to get comfortable in this pursuit of discovering my passion. So I know what I want to do is make sure that I don't leave these guys hanging, because they're like, dude, I think everyone really only cares about what you do and they want to see the videos. I do want to leave you guys with that video just to show you what it means to me to not be a grown-up. But I will say one of the last things in the last slide that I have is I would love to propose a new statement, and that is, other than just do not grow up and don't grow up, but to grow back. Growing back means that if you are in a situation where maybe you know that something's pushing you to try something, maybe you have an idea that you like to push out, maybe there's a business that you would like to create, I would definitely challenge it. If you find that you're thinking more about the risk, you're thinking about, or you're creating excuses, don't grow up in that scenario. Grow back. Grow back to when you were little and you were invincible. Grow back when you had to learn that the stove was hot in order to know that you had to touch it. Go back to the invincibilities where you're powerful. There's nothing that can stop you. And that's one of the last things I wanted to leave you with. So here is my example of what it means to be a big kid and to not grow up. And these guys will play it for me.
So DK was DOA, yeah, I know what you here for now. Was I united, hold out. Now don't you question me, I see you in your pipe dreams. Whether or not you know it's true, you know who they dictate to. That shit must hurt real bad, picking what you wish you had. Me, I'm a creator, thrill is to make it up. The rules I break got me a place up on the radar. Me, I'm a taker, know what the stakes are. Can't roll it back, it's understood, got to play out cards.
That's right. Give it to me like. Hey. Hey. Hey.
Messing me up my whole head, teasing me just like Tita did Martin. Now look at what you starting. Schoolboy crushing it ain't on the hush, the whole world see it, but you can't. My peoples, they complain, sit and rave and rant. Your name is out my mouth like an ancient chant. Got me like a dog as a pause and pant.
Happy New Year to you and yours, and here's to an even bigger and better 2012.
Yeah, so that's fun. So the funny thing is that video is actually supposed to happen. I'll let you know on the inside joke. You guys are supposed to signal that video, so that's okay. But I want you guys, thank you guys so much. Thank you to Parker for having me out here. But I definitely, for the students growing up, for sure, discover your passion, discover who it is that you are, who it is that you're meant to be, and pursue that. And I promise you it will take care of everything else that I can assure you, more than money, more than job security, more than the things that we as society are taught to rely on that we've since and hence been shown are not reliable for. So I implore all of you, definitely pursue who it is that you're meant to be. Thank you so much. Yes.